Hey folks, it is Josh here, September the 10th, 2023. We're back for another weekly check-in. A little bit of a switch up starting this week is we're actually going to do weekly vlog style check-ins and podcasts. There's been a lot of changes going on. Well, not a ton, but basically what I want to do is I'm actually kind of moving away from the SG brand and just sticking to who I am, right, with my name, JS. So you'll notice that maybe some of the SG logos are gone and stuff like that. And maybe I'll quickly get into why, which is basically I'm much more focused, or I'm only focused on growing my current businesses right now, right? The SG Solopreneur Grind brand I started years and years ago, kind of a side passion project. Didn't really know what may or may not come of it. Did hundreds of podcast episodes, a lot of blogging, all that kind of stuff. A lot of fun along the way, learned a lot along the way. But basically what's happened over the last few years is started building up different businesses where I actually make my money, right? SG was just kind of like a passion project brand, never really monetized it at all. And so for right now, very much focused on number one, growing my tech company, right? Visto, as most of you know, I'm an immigration lawyer based in Canada, and I'm the CEO of a Canadian immigration tech company called Visto, and that's where all my time is spent, right? So instead of having this kind of like side brand that I was trying to manage and run and put out content for, I just want to basically share my journey along the way, right, while building my own business. And so kind of rebranding away from SG to just my name, right? Because it's me, I'm running my businesses, I want to share those experiences along the way in this kind of like vloggy, build in public type style, which I've always enjoyed doing. I've just kind of done it in minor ways. So that's why, after thinking about it for a couple weeks, as some of you know, I shifted the podcast about 6 months ago, stopped interviewing other entrepreneurs, and my friend Chris and I just started doing every 2 weeks like a check-in on how we're doing. But again, that still takes time, it still takes energy, it still takes management, and I just wanted to sunset that SG brand for now. The website's still there, you can go look at all the content and stuff like that, but just really focus on building my business and just sharing how things are going along the way, right? So what you can expect from here on out is me doing a weekly vlog and update, just sharing a story or two about how my week went growing my business, the ups, the downs, a key lesson or two that I've learned along that way in that week. Still talking about things like books I'm reading, lessons I'm taking away from those, books that I recommend or don't recommend. So I'm still going to keep to a pretty consistent schedule, posting every week, one video every week, probably every Sunday, like today, if you're watching it the day that it came out, of course. I'll be posting a vlog, and I'll just take the audio, and that the audio will be posted on my podcast. I'll link to that in the description. So if you prefer just the audio, you can just continue to be, or maybe you are listening to this on the SG podcast right now, and you can just continue listening once a week to my 5 to 10 minute probably check-ins on how things are going. I'm also flipping over, instead of the SG website, I've moved over to Substack, and there's a few reasons why. Mainly just because Substack makes it super easy, right? Instead of managing, designing, building a website, I can just write a post once a week, goes up on Substack, notifies all the subscribers. I'll include links to this video and stuff as well in the Substack. I'll link to the Substack in the description. I highly recommend subscribing there if you want to follow along. It also really helps support. If you are watching this on YouTube, if you can subscribe to the channel and like the video, that really helps. If you're listening on the podcast, if you can give it a thumbs up or make sure you're subscribed to the podcast, maybe leave a review, that really helps as well. But what I wanted to do on this first week that I'm making this change is just explain what the change is. It's not really a big change for you, to be honest. The big difference will just be the social media platform, or whatever platform you're watching or listening to this on, will just have my name instead of Solopreneur Grind. And you'll get an update like this, hopefully one that's a little bit more exciting from week to week, right? Because this is kind of just admin homework and stuff like that. You'll get hopefully an exciting and interesting update for me every week. Like I said, an interesting story or two of what happened in my previous week in business, key takeaways or lessons I'm learning from it, the book I'm reading, whether I like it or not, any other fun stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for what I wanted to do for this first week. Really, the main takeaway, if I can pull a business takeaway from this episode, is I'm trying to just really simplify and focus, right? One of the many things I've learned over the last 5+ years of running businesses, 7+ years now of building businesses, different types, is you really got to stay focused on one, maybe two things max in order to really give them and yourself the best chance, right? So I want to just be fully focused on this one business, give it the best chance. And of course, I want to share my journey along the way, right, for various reasons that I can get into in future episodes. But that's why I want to continue to vlog and podcast and share my journey, and hopefully you can follow along, enjoy the journey, and learn from it as well. Maybe apply it to your own journey or use it as motivation to get started on your own journey if you haven't yet. Maybe you're in 9 to 5, you've been thinking about pulling the trigger, or you have this side project or something like that. So that would be my main, key takeaway. If you're not sure what to do right now, or maybe you're doing too many things, right? Is there things that you can kind of shave down, refocus, all that kind of stuff? So anyways, that's it for me this week. Again, wanted to keep it short, but also explain the differences that have come your way. Again, they're not really huge differences, but now I'm rambling. So anyways, hopefully that makes sense. Next week's episode will be far more entertaining. I can promise you that, in terms of I'll be talking about business, how things have gone, all that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to get this out this week, right? As they say, done is better than perfect. Hopefully this makes sense. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you're excited to follow along in the future. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next week as well. Take care.